Most people quit Pinterest before they even start. They post a few pins, see no results, and assume that Pinterest is dead. You will pin for weeks, maybe months, and get nothing. No traffic, no engagement, literally nothing. Then one day, random day, just boom, a pin takes off. It gets hundreds, then thousands of impressions, and suddenly Pinterest starts pushing your content. And most people never make it past the nothing's happening phase, and that's why they fail. I didn't quit, and now this account gets around 60,000 outbound clicks. These are the stats from today, and it doesn't include today's traffic, so it should be around 60,000. And as you can see, it's still growing, so I'm hoping to scale it up to 100k clicks till the end of the year. So here's a few of my Pinterest tips. Maybe some of it is just bro science, but honestly, this is what works for me. First of all, you need to understand that keywords matter a lot on Pinterest, and if you are not optimizing for search, you are basically cooked. You are just cooked and it's not gonna work. My strategy is very simple. I use a tool called PinClicks to do the keyword research. It's a paid tool, but honestly, it's 100% worth it. There is a free trial available, so if you want, you can check it out. The Keyword Explorer feature is basically a huge database of all of the keywords that are relevant on Pinterest. And I use the Keyword Explorer a lot, but I think that the top pins feature is even better. It basically allows you to find the best pins related to your target keyword. So for example, if we search for beef recipes, we are going to see all of the best pins related to that target keyword. Here's the search volume, so as you can see, it's a very popular keyword. And here's the list of all of the best pins. As you can see, this one has nearly 50,000 saves. What you can do, you can just find the top pins and basically use the same keywords as these top pins are using in their descriptions and titles. So it's a very simple strategy. You basically see what's working, see what your competitors are doing, and then just use their keywords in your own titles and descriptions, and that's it. Now let's talk about pinning frequency, because it's very important as well. People often ask me in the comments, how many pins should I post per day? And that's a wrong question, because the real question is, how consistently can you pin without burning out? In my case, I started with between 5 to 10 pins per day, and that's really manageable. It doesn't take too much time. And once I saw the momentum, I scaled to 20 to 30 pins per day, and now I try to keep it this way. Now, will I get better results if I start pinning 40 or 50 pins per day? Maybe yes, maybe not, who knows. But since my current strategy with 20 to 30 pins per day is working, I don't want to risk being flagged as spam. So like I said before, you can begin with 5 to 10 pins per day, especially if it's a new account. You don't want to risk being flagged as spam, so just don't post 20, 30 pins on the first day after creating the account. Most likely, when you stick to it for a few weeks or a few months, you will start getting impressions and first clicks, and this weird period at the beginning where nothing's happening will be over. And once this dead period is over, you can basically just scale it up to 20, 30 pins per day, and you will start getting better results more quickly. And my advice here is not only to be consistent, but also to create high quality pins. I have a video about how I create pins with Ideogram AI, so if you want, you can check it out. Next is the domain authority, because this one will shock the SEO people, but I built my traffic with a website that had 0 backlinks. Literally, the domain authority of my main site is 0. So on Google it's super important, but on Pinterest it doesn't matter, because they care about engagement, the number of saves you have, and not the authority. And this is why small creators can dominate on Pinterest, but again, before they start pushing your content, you have to survive that miserable period of no traffic at all. Now let's talk about the file name hack. I don't know if it's bro science or not, but this is what I'm doing, and who knows, maybe it's actually working. So as you know, I use Ideogram to generate high quality, professional looking pins, and it's working great. But before I upload my pins to Pinterest, I rename the image file and I include important keywords in the file name. I have no idea if it's actually working, but someone on YouTube talked about it and I just started doing it. Maybe it's just bro science, or maybe it's a real hack that works, but either way, it takes 2 seconds, so why not? The truth is that Pinterest is cracking down on AI spam, right? So having unique file names might help differentiate your content. So long term, it may actually be a good idea to do it anyway. But like I said, it's just bro science. I have no confirmation if it's actually working. Maybe not, maybe yes, who knows. Now let's talk about automation, because I don't use any third-party schedulers. And people love automation. They want to schedule hundreds of pins in advance and let the system do the work. And it sounds good, but you know, I only use the Pinterest native scheduler. I've heard people about using scheduling tools and they ended up with shadow bans. So honestly, I can't prove this, but I also don't really care, because whatever I'm doing is working. So using the Pinterest native scheduler is definitely okay. I actually recommend it, especially for new accounts. I'm gonna say it one more time. Most people fail on Pinterest because they simply quit too soon. People pin for 2 weeks, get no traction and just quit, and they assume that Pinterest is dead, that it's too competitive and that it only works for big accounts. And that's nonsense, because if you quit after 2 weeks, you already lost. Basically, you just have to pin 4 weeks without seeing any kind of results. Just don't expect anything spectacular. The 60,000 clicks that I showed you at the beginning, this account was created last year, sometime around March or maybe April. But honestly, I started posting regularly in August, and in November, only in November, I started seeing some serious results. You just can't expect it to start today and just start making money next month. It's not gonna work like that. It takes a lot of time, but once it starts working, you can just scale it up, and that's where things get easier. Okay, so here's a quick recap. What you can do to increase your chances of going viral on Pinterest. You have to post consistently for weeks, for months, honestly. Just stay consistent, just do it every day. Use high intent keywords, ideally found on PinClicks. It's a great tool, so I highly recommend it. You have to create high quality pins, so it really matters on Pinterest. You have to create really nice looking pins. I also recommend using the native scheduler and just stick to it and play the long game, because most people will quit before they see the results, so don't be like the most people. In my opinion, Pinterest is still one of the best platforms for consistent, long-term, scalable traffic, but you have to stay in the game for long, just for long enough to win. So this is what I've done to grow my account. No hacks, no luck. It's just strategy, consistency, and patience. Now the question is, are you going to actually do it? Are you going to stick to it? Because if you want to quit after a few weeks, just don't even start. But if you stick to it, I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if it was, consider subscribing to this channel. See you next time.